players, folks. One is actually an ex-player, one soon could be an ex-player, and one at the moment still plays for us. One I thought I'd had enough of. I didn't think I'd have to mention him again, but I've read something today that shocked me. Marcus Rashford is the guy that we're all talking about now, who could be leaving by the end of the transfer window, although it's looking more unlikely by the day. Wan Bissaka is the guy I thought I'd never have to speak about again, but I read something today that, as I say, surprised and shocked me. And the other one is young Martinez. Scored a goal yesterday, a bit of a deflection, but got a goal. Great. We'll go with Martinez first, to be honest with you. I've heard in the press today, and I think Amarin's mentioned it, there's a chance they may look at him for midfield. He said he's good with the ball at his feet, he's a good passer of the ball, controls the ball well, strong in the tackle, good vision, and can get the odd goal. He's got a couple recently. He said there's no reason why he can't be used as a midfielder. Well done, Ruben. I've been saying it for about 3 months though now. I think he's an ideal backup. You've got Mainu, Ugarte and himself. Any 2 out of 3 for me. I'd rather have any of those 3 than anybody else in there. Yes, when Eriksen's in there, he puts some good passes, sprays them about whatever else, but we get Eriksen in there, we have a problem with legs. Get Casemiro in there, problem with legs. Get them both in there, huge problem with legs, or lack of. Martinez for me could be a good option. So that's that. Wan Bissaka. I read somewhere that he had a blinder yesterday and somebody was saying he was great and he was in an advanced position. He was playing as a wing back right up the pitch, and they were saying, fantastic. He delivered 2 cracking crosses, created 2 goal scoring chances, a couple of successful dribbles, did this, did that, and tracked back fantastically. And I'm thinking, it's a one-off. Do they not know that? We know in defence he's great, especially one-on-one. Especially if you say to Wan Bissaka, mark him, stick with him the whole game. He's absolutely fantastic. The problem arises when they say, the other team says, wait a minute, he's got you in his pocket, we're going to move you infield or to other wing. Wan Bissaka then's got no one to mark, don't know what he's doing. Actually going forward, he's absolutely horrendous. Not bad, horrendous. His control is poor. His passing, even short passing, is poor. His range of passing is poor. He's frightened on the ball. He's like a rabbit in the headlights. He won't take any chances with the ball whatsoever because he doesn't trust in his own ability, probably because he's got none. So he had a good game yesterday. Well done. I'm pleased for him. I don't ever want to see Man United again. I really don't. It's one of the happiest times I've had in the last 2 or 3 years when he left, along with Martial and Pogba, and possibly Rashford going forward. Rashford, let's get to Rashford. We're hearing yesterday, was it Ruben saying, look, in the press conference, he's saying, look, the way things are at the moment, I'd rather have my goalkeeping coach in there than Marcus Rashford. He's on the subs bench or in the starting 11. And I think his goalkeeping coach in his 60s. And he's saying, look, it's all down to his training, what he's doing in training. Or should I say, what he's not doing. What he's not really done since I've been here. And I'm thinking, wow, you're really going for it now, Ruben. Which I like. If it's honest, if he's telling the truth, and I do believe he is, number one, there's no reason to lie. Number two, if he's making it up, he could get hung with those kind of comments. I'm thinking he's really, really getting to the heart of the matter. Now, I've been saying now for 18 months, but especially the last 6, Rashford shows no hunger or eagerness on the pitch whatsoever. You can't play this high-pressing game and try to run down, or try to take the ball or try to put a team under pressure when everybody isn't doing it from the front. Rashford never does it. When you're playing a press, he makes the odd little run and pretends he's keen. He doesn't put his full force behind them. He doesn't try hard. And he does 2 or 3 a game, and that's it. That's the sum of all he does. He's lazy on the pitch. He's lazy. He's on £300,000 a week. He's only 25, 26, 27, so virtually is a young kid. He's got his best years in front of him. He's playing for his boyhood club, a club that he should run through brick walls for. He's fit as a butcher's dog looking at his body. He's got no fat on him whatsoever. He should be able to run all day. He doesn't want to run. He's lazy. I think he thinks that is beyond him, and he's better than the club. He doesn't need to do that. He's Marcus Rashford. And I'm guessing what he's not doing on the pitch, he's not doing on the training pitch. And that's Amarin's problem. Well, I'm not surprised he's not doing it on the field. If he's not doing it on the training pitch, he's not going to do it on the field. And Amarin's had enough. And I think Amarin's probably told him this, and things haven't changed. So Rashford is saying, I'm better than or bigger than the club. I want to go. Because if your manager tells you that, say 2 or 3 weeks into his tenure, and you know the manager can be around for a long time because he's just replaced the past manager, if he's got a system that involves people working and running, and Rashford knows that, and to get in his team, you've got to be part of that, and you've got to put a real shift in, and Rashford isn't prepared to do it after the first couple of weeks, surely when his manager pulls him on it, and constantly pulls him on it, you do one or two things. You either start to work because you want your place, and you want to work for the club, you want to play for the club, you want to be a superstar for the club, you want the fans to love you. You either do that, or you throw your doll out of the pram and think, no, that's not me, I'm not bothered. Let them get rid of me. And that looks like the path he's chosen. And I just don't understand that. I really, really can't understand that. When I was a kid, I did the old George Best boots and all that, the purple boots. When I was a kid, it was my dream to play for Man United. An absolute dream. As a kid, I was really, really fast. Really, really fast. Stamina and whatever else. No, not a lot of it. Long distance races, didn't like them, couldn't do it at all, didn't want to do it. On a football field, goal scorer, brilliant goal scorer. But so much missing out my game, I was never going to make it. But it was my dream to. I always dreamed I'd make it. If I was that boy's age now, with the physique that he's got, with the facilities that they've got there, or the wage that he's on and whatever else, I genuinely would be running through brick walls to get a place every week, to keep me place, never mind on the bench, but to be playing week in, week out. Who won't want to play in front of full houses at Old Trafford with those fans behind you, singing your name and whatever else? Who wouldn't want to do that? Who wouldn't want to be a hero to the Stretford Enders? You'd have to be mad not to want to be. I really, really find this one hard to get my head around. I really, really do. I can't understand it at all. Marcus, the thing is, I was thinking on the way home, I've just been at a late doctor's appointment, I'm thinking, I don't believe that there's a club in world football, and I'm including your big clubs, your Real Madrids, your Barcelonas, that wouldn't take a fully fit Marcus Rashford. Even if they weren't going to start him, any of those clubs would either start him or have him on the bench. Because you bring Rashford on the bench, let's say, with 20 minutes to go, and maybe you're struggling, maybe you've got an injury up front, or maybe you want to inject a bit of pace in there, but with a player that's got a trick or two in him and is capable of scoring a goal, Rashford is absolutely ideal. Absolutely ideal. You look at United now, and I've got to say this, if you give me Rashford working hard like Diallo, you give me Rashford working like Diallo and put Rashford through the middle for us up front instead of Højlund and Xerxes, would I take it? I'd take it every day of every week. Xerxes isn't an out-and-out front man, and Højlund at the moment is struggling. And he's not a goal scorer par excellence. He might make it that way in the end, but he's a young kid. He's nowhere near at the moment. But give me Rashford with his pace, running at central defenders and running in behind them and working hard for the team. I'd have him every day of every week. I'm not for pushing him out the door. I'd love him here to turn himself around. But he's got to want to turn himself around, and he doesn't want to. He's a player that now thinks he's bigger than the club, and you can't have it. Because that's all it can be. If your manager tells you you've got to work in training, if you work in training, you get in the 11 or the 17 or whatever it might be, you think to yourself, well, do I want to be in there? Or do I want to be sat in the stand or sat at home? I want to be in there. I want to play for my boy at club. I've been there since the year dot. If he's got anything about him and if the club means anything to him, he's going to toe the line and do what his manager says. And all his manager's asking for is work rate on the training pitch. Work hard, work hard, work hard. Look at Diallo, Marcus. Just look at what Diallo's doing. Why can't you do that? It beggars belief. It really, really beggars belief. I'm in my 60s. But as a kid of 6, 7, 8, all the way up to about 13 or 14, I was desperate to play for United. I say 13 or 14, probably 11 or 12, because by 11 or 12, I knew it was never going to happen. But I'd give me right arm for it. I would have given me right arm for it. Honestly, I would have done. And now I'd have been Marcus' age, I would really genuinely run through brick walls. The club mean everything to me. I want to play for them forever. I won't need 300 grand a week, even in today's money. 50 grand a week, I'd still do it. I don't know. I don't, honestly. I cannot believe he's going to throw it all away. I just can't believe it. it beggars belief. And I just find it so hard to understand, so hard to get my head around. You know, I mean, if he's a United lad, I mean, he loves the club, but supposedly he can see the club struggling. You think he'd want to help? You think he'd want to help to get them out the hole that they're in at the moment? I don't know. I really don't sometimes.